currently on. If you switch to pound too, you would also see the price values in pounds. So I can just quickly do that for you to show you that these values you're seeing here would not be the same, and they will change to the price in the new currency that you're currently switching the store to. So yes, we switched the store to GBP, and now that we've switched the store to GBP, you can see that the prices have changed from this to $26.32.78. From this was 312 before. So yes, this is basically how it works. Have multiple currencies on your store, and currently the only currencies we support at the moment are USD and NGN alongside GBP. So those are the options that we have available. So what does setting this up look like? Because I can already see some people are excited in the chat section. Setting this up looks like, first of all, you have to there will be a form that I will drop in the chat section for anyone that is interested, where you can just fill out your details and let us know hold on, and let us know whether you're interested. Hold on, let me drop this here for you. Petra, can you drop it in the chat, because the internet seems to not load the chat.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you can
Can
hear
you
me.
hear me?
I can hear you. Go on, we can hear you.
All right. Okay. So yes, back to what I was talking about. That's the multi-currency feature. The form will basically show you how to onboard on the feature and how to proceed to use it. I can even just do a quick run through of what that process is like to fill the form and like requests for multi-currency. The first thing we need to know when you're filling the form is, first of all, what is the rate for processing the transactions? Because these are international transactions, we have partnered with Stripe. Stripe is a payment processor that processes payments across the world in multiple currencies across the world, and we have had like very good success rate of transactions with Stripe, which is about 90-something% success rate with Stripe. So we barely have a transaction that fails through Stripe. I've hardly seen anyone. So this service is quite reliable and has been serving us well since we integrated. And since we also integrated Stripe, we have to factor in the charges and the cost of processing the transactions with Stripe. So for processing international transactions, we've made it available at 7% transaction fee to process the transaction. And now we have different settlement options available for you, which is the settlement in Naira and the settlement in dollar. Now, first of all, one thing I would want to say before I proceed is that this multi-currency feature is fully accessible to customers who are on the Pro plan and the Growth plan. For customers on the Pro plan or Growth plan.
Sorry, can I ask a question? Sorry. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was saying, can I ask a question?
I think we are going to keep questions to later so that we are able to like go through the entire session.
Okay.
So do you mind, maybe you can drop it in the chat and we can respond, or you can just hold on till we are done. Thank you. Okay, so the other thing is the settlement. Now, depending on your plan, if you're on the Pro plan, then you will receive your money in Naira, and if you're on the Growth plan, you receive your money in dollars if you want, or if you want to keep it to Naira, we can send you the money in Naira. So another thing to note around this multi-currency feature, apart from the charge and the settlement options, is chargebacks. And if you're not familiar with chargebacks are basically when the customer who processed the transaction requests their money back for reasons that best known to them. For example, a case where the merchants and the business owner did not deliver the order to them, the customer can raise a chargeback on that transaction. Or let's say they are not hearing from the business is not responding to them, and they can raise a chargeback in that scenario. So those are examples of why chargebacks can come up. And with our partnership with Stripe, Stripe has a policy where for every chargeback that is raised for a transaction, they charge $15 for each chargeback. And that is basically to settle all the fees that will come up with resolving the chargeback and addressing the disputes. So this is something to take note of regarding chargebacks. I will later share how you can avoid chargebacks to your customers. But that's one thing I want to mention for now. So now setting this up, all you need to provide for us is your email address, your store URL, what your preferred store currencies are. Maybe you want just USD alone, or maybe you want USD and pounds, and or you just want pounds alone, whichever you want to let us know. Another thing is the pro growth or the growth plan, or you want to upgrade. As I said earlier, this feature is only accessible to customers who are on the pro plan and the growth plan. And because it's only available to pro and growth customers, if you are not on the pro plan or the growth plan and you want to be able to access this, you can also upgrade. So if you fill this form out, you can just let us know to upgrade you so that you can access the feature. Now, another thing to note is your preferred currency value or preferred rate you want us to make the conversion for you on your store. So for example, how it works is that if you have $100 100,000 naira item on your store, and you want us to you want us to convert it to the USD value or the GBP value, you give us the rates we are going to do that conversion at. For example, let's say you want your pound, you want us to convert it at $1 should be equals to 1,500 naira. We would do that conversion, and then when someone makes that switch on your store, it basically converts what the naira value was to the dollar equivalent. Same thing for pounds. If you say you want, let's say you have an item that is 10,000 naira, and you say that 1 pound is equal to 2,000 naira, it basically means that when that switch is done on your store from the naira to the dollar, it will basically end up being a £5 item instead of 10,000 naira item. But this helps us do that conversion on your store and gives you the flexibility to determine this value and just cater for whatever things you want to cater for. Other things we need to consider are things like a lower rate will basically show higher price to your buyers and all that. So another thing to do is once you understand what I've just said, you can now let us values are, select your settlement currency, and if you say that you want to receive the money in your naira in your USD domiciliary account, then you can provide us the domiciliary account details so that we can have that saved in our system and remit your money to you. Another thing to note is that you should not only be on the growth of pro plan to use this feature, you should have also completed your KYC. You should have completed your KYC in the app. At least the KYC tier 1 minimum should be done. And this basically means that if you've not done it, you can go ahead and do that in the app and complete the process. And if you're having any issues around it, you can also proceed to resolve issues that you'll be having. But this is a requirement for us, particularly because we want to be sure that we are sending money to businesses and business owners that we have verified. Yeah, so once you're done with this, then you have to also grant consent to this service on this form, and then we'll attend to you once you submit it. Our support agents would reach out to you and attend to you and just ensure or confirm everything that you've requested before we get you up and running. Yeah, so that is basically the entire process for making the request and completing the form to get started on multi-currency. Another very good benefit of multi-currency, apart from this feature where you can have it on your store, another very good benefit is you can also have it in the app. So let's say you have customers in diaspora and you want to issue invoices to your customers in other countries. You could also go into the app and issue that invoice. For example, this is an example of a store that I have here. If I go to like creating orders for this store, I go to orders. The next thing that happens here is I can create the order for this store. Like I click on create order. Once I click on create order, I can access. You can see here that that same drop down is available NGN USD GBP, and the conversions also apply here. So, for example, I want to create an order in another currency. I can first select the customer to do that with. Hold on, my internet is a bit shaky. And then we show you that currency value that you set when you were setting up multi-currency here. We display it for you to show you the rate that you've already chosen to use on your store. So, for example, my currency is USD. I don't know, my internet may be affecting stability of this, but I'll just proceed. If I want to like select products, hold on. Hello, please, can you, if you can hear me, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm back. So I need to select products. That's what I was trying to do before I switched to my internet. Hold on. Let me reload. I would like to reload this page. Hold on. Okay. So if I try to select a customer, select any customer that I want here, and then you can select products. And this is what I ordered to show you, that you can see here, you can see what the products are in Naira, but when you select it, we show you the equivalent. So let me select the black cord set as the product for this order. Now, if I switch this to USD, you would see that it switches from the 50,000 Naira that it was to 102 Naira, $102, sorry. $102, that is the price of the item in dollars. And if you want to also go ahead and add discounts, for example, you want to put a discount in dollars, you can put maybe a, if I want to put a $2 discount here, for example, I can also pay that discount.
And I tell her to come. And I see her. I do that. I have to wear my clothes. So
Could you help me mute the merchant, please, so that it doesn't.
Hi, teachers. Sorry about that. Yes, she has been muted. Hey, Chazam, can you hear me? You're muted. You can unmute. Sorry. Hi, can anyone hear Chazam?
I'm here now. I think you muted me when you were muting her long ago. So.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem. So yes, back to what I was demoing. You select a discount. If you want to put a fixed discount, or if you wanted to switch to a percentage discount, it would still apply regardless. For example, if I want to choose a shipping method that I have here, for example, let me say Lagos mainland, that's 5,000. It will display here the dollar equivalent for it. If you also want to add the tasks, you can also add, like, for example, VAT 7.5%, and it shows you the equivalent here. And you can see the total price of the order. You want the merchant to pay, so the order is still unpaid. You can proceed to create this order, and now the order is created. You can also download an invoice for the order, or you can share a payment link. If you download the invoice, this is basically what it looks like. The invoice has everything in dollars here for you. The amount to pay is dollars. You can see all the values are in dollars, so you can literally share this with an international customer and they can make payments. They can always click this pay online button on the invoice, and it will trigger the online payment for them to pay on Stripe. Now, for example, they see this when they want to make payments. They can see all the information about the order and their information too. And if they proceed to make payments, hold on, let me see. Let me edit this email. Yes, if you proceed to make payment here, you can now see Stripe. That is the payment processor that we are using to make this payment. And if you click on make payment, it would load Stripe payment options for you. Now, if the customer can pay with their card, they can pay with Cash App Pay, they can pay with bank, anyone they choose, and automatically the payment is processed for them in either of the methods they want to use to pay. You can also, for your customers in diaspora that already have an account on Link, they can also pay with Link to process the payment faster. But for card, they can use Visa cards, American Express cards, MasterCards, and any card that is acceptable here, and proceed to pay. If they select card, we request that they put in their card information. If they want to say pay with like Cash App Pay, they can go ahead and do that and scan the code. If they want to pay with their bank, they can select their bank here and proceed to make the payment and pay once they provide all the details. So that's basically what the process looks end to end. And trust me, we've had a very high success rate with Stripe. We've not had any issues since we had under service raising before, but Stripe brought a lot more stability and to our system, a lot more success rate and uptime with payments internationally, and it's been a really smooth ride. So trust me, if you've not started using this, you are guaranteed that your customers are going to be paying when you're sleeping, especially for the ones that are not currently in your time zone, and they are currently in that time zone, and they are probably shopping when you are asleep. They don't need to reach out to you. Once they come to your store, select the currency they want to pay in, they can make that payment and they'll be successful. Yes. So that is basically like how it works end to end regarding the multi-currency feature. Once you fill the form that was shared in the chat section, our agents will reach out to you to onboard you completely, and you'll start with it. For settlements, one thing to note is that we have settlements for between 5 to 10 business days. So if your settlement is in Naira, you're going to get your money within 5 days. That's 5 business days. And for those who want their dollar remittance, they're going to get it between 10 business days. Yes, that is it for the multi-currency feature and everything regarding that. So Petra, I think I can take some questions now before I speak about number.
Yes,
Everything.
yes, yeah.
Okay, let me stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, okay, so we'll start with Mitchell. I think he had a question that he put in the chat box, but Mitchell, you can still speak if you want to.
Hi. So my questions are basically simple. Yeah, I watched the whole presentation. It was lovely. It was nice. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Yeah. So my first question is number 1. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. My first question is number 1. If you observe, why shopping like a Nigerian person now, for example, like a Nigerian individual in Nigeria on Bumpa, and you want to pay, you see this pay stack option. And in my store, the way I set mine is that the customer gets to pay the 1.5 transaction charges. Do you understand? So we were talking about transaction charges on Stripe. So I was asking, can the customer pay it instead?
Exactly.
That was the first question I asked.
Okay, maybe just to answer, I would show you what that looks like in the app. So we currently we are still ensuring that Stripe is like the entire service end to end is seamless within the app, but we currently have something that works. But to show you from under our payment methods, you would not see Stripe here. You won't see Stripe here. I'll come back to this later for number. But you won't see Stripe here, but you can see who pays for the transaction fees. This will all affect all my active payment methods below. All right. It basically means that, for example, the customer here is ticked. So it says checking this will allow you pass transaction charges to your customer.
Are you
You're
sharing
not
your
sharing.
screen?
We can't
Okay.
see your screen.
Not.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That was an omission on my end. Hold on, let me share. Okay, so I said if you go to payment methods in the app, you would see here where you can determine who pays the charges, yourself or the customer, right? Right now we don't have Stripe here, but we are working on actively bringing it for you to see it here. However, one thing you need to know is that um, if you have customer ticked here, then that basically applies to Stripe too. Do you understand?
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. Then my final question is, you were saying something about in the whole form that you can provide what rate you want for you guys to convert to pay once a customer shop, right? But
Mhm.
the question I want to ask, you know that these rates fluctuate every single day. For example, on the form, I was saying that you guys rate, like for example, you were putting there on the dollar section was 1,000. That's $1 is equivalent to 1,500 naira. You know, that is
Yeah.
not how it is every day. So, is there
Yeah.
a
In
way we can be able to always go back to our back end to always edit so it
that,
sticks to the current rate? Because if we keep it as this 1,500 naira, for example, once the dollar frustrates and is higher than this, for example, we'll be
Mhm.
getting it in a very low amount instead of the actual amount we're supposed to get it. So that's another question that I was very concerned about. So is there a way we can always go back to change it, like the way we can normally go back to adjust price of our product? You understand?
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that question. So we are actively working on bringing that your way, but right now it's not available. The fastest way to get that done is, first of all, when you're providing your rates, I'd advise that maybe you put a rate that is slightly a bit higher so that you're able to cater for those fluctuations. However, in case you want to make changes, you can contact our support team and they will get it done for you.
All right, that's all. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Petra, who is
Yes.
going next?
Does anyone else have questions for Chazan, please? Regarding multi-currency, before we move on, you can just put your hands. So
I've been raising up my hands. Nobody is even calling my name. Hope,
I'm so
hope all
sorry.
is well.
I'm so sorry. You initially raised up your hand to talk about the first question in the beginning, so I assumed
Yes.
that
So
had
if
been
if I hadn't had any question, I would have brought it down. But I've been raising
fair.
up since. My hand is even paining me right now.
Fair. I'm sorry about that. So you can go on.
Okay, so my question is on the technical aspects. Okay, so one of your team called me when I filled that form some times ago. One of your team called me and the person said that currency, the foreign currency stuff is not applicable to Pro Plan because I'm currently on Pro Plan. Okay. Secondly, I told the person, the team, that see, it will make sense if somebody visit my site from the US and they are seeing Naira price and the duty is now on them to be changing the currency. It wouldn't make sense. So what would make sense is whatever currency, whatever country you are, the system should be able to switch automatically to that currency, to the currency of the country you are. You understand? Because the truth is, if someone in the US wants to shop, take for instance, in fact, this whole currency thing came at the right time where we are moving our product to the US. Once we are selling big time in the US now. Now, take for instance, a US person comes to my site and a white guy and sees Naira, he immediately will leave the site. Do you understand? He will just leave the site because first of all, they have bad impression about Nigerians, and those that don't even know, they won't even know. They will like, what is Naira? What is Naira? And they will just so. If it can be made that once you visit the site from any country, it switch to that country automatically. You can easily configure that. So those are my basic questions. Then I also have some other technical features I think should be embedded on Bumper because all these features are what will make us make more sales. Take for instance, we can have the bundle feature where you can bundle two of your products and give discounts. instead of customer having to be selecting twice. Okay, so if we have the bundle offer, like we have two of the products or four of the products, you know, if people should see, okay, I could get four of this for this price, let me go for four. You understand? They'll just go for four, and by that we end up selling more and making more sales. So I think we should have more features on Bumper. And lastly, another feature I also think we should have is related product features. Now, if you click on a particular product, you should be able to see related products below that product. That will be like swiping, that you can easily swipe and all of that. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I
So
understand you, sir.
good. So we need to have all those kind of features. Those are the features that will help customers buy more products from us. So it's not about just selling or listing. E-commerce is a very, very strategic business. So you have to be strategic about it. Do you
Yeah,
understand? So please,
very
let's
good.
embed all those features. I need to talk to your technical team, because web developer as well. So I need to talk to your technical team and see how we can get that done. So my first question, Pro Plan is not acceptable for the foreign currency. Is that so? So
No,
those are
no,
my
no, no, no.
concerns.
That's actually not correct. I think that was a miscommunication, and I apologize for that. But the multi-currency feature is available to the Pro plan.
Okay. So
Okay, so
secondly,
what's your
can we
email
have a
that we can reach
default?
out to
Yeah.
you? What's your email address or your store URL? Could you drop it in the chat so that we can reach out to you for activation?
Okay, I'm currently driving right now, so that's why I
Okay,
can't type. I'm currently driving, as you can see.
your email, so I'll just note it down on my end.
Okay, so my email is abbey for bees, ABBEY number 4 BIZ@gmail.com.
Okay. So
Yes,
just to be
please.
sure, ABB EY 4,
EY,
then number 4, right?
Abbey number 4, then
All right.
BIZ. Yeah, yeah,
BIZ.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's abbey for bees@gmail.com.
Okay, BIZ. Okay, noted. That's clear. So I said would reach out to you regarding that. I apologize for the miscommunication. I noted down other things you said. Regarding the switching of the store based on the location. This is something we have
Yes,
taken over. We are actively looking into. I can't currently give
please.
time, but it's something that we know that we are aware
Please,
of.
that will be very necessary. If you can do that, it will go a long way to make more sales for the customers and all that.
Yeah. Petra, do you want to say something on that?
No, I
Okay, I
actually
think
wanted
I've spoken to Petra before.
Yeah, I think I wanted to just quickly talk about Abe. So he talked about, related products and, all of those things for upselling. Yeah, so I just wanted to quickly point out that we actually have new themes that we recently launched, and the new themes came with a lot of new features for more sales. So you have related products, you can display like new arrivals on your homepage. You can have you have wish lists, and there's like even a one-page checkout now where it's just like one page where a customer fills in all the information
Yeah,
and then
yeah, it's one page checkout.
yes, so all of those are in the new we have 4 new themes. You can actually check them out. I think on your Bumper app you should be able to see when you go to themes. So you can preview them and see which one fits, and you can switch to a new
And
theme.
and one last feature I would like to add. You guys are supposed to be paying me for this. There's this feature called upsell. So once you're about to check out, you can upsell another product to the customer. Do you understand? So with that, you can see that people would want to get more products. Okay, so you're selling a product and you upsell a product that is related to that particular product. Say you're selling a dress, for instance, and you just upsell a hat or a bag and all of that. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So that's another
Yeah.
serious feature that you guys need to put in place. So
Yeah,
that's
so
that's all for now.
actually you can check out the new themes. It has almost pretty much all of these things
Okay, are
that
the new
you
features up now?
yes, they're already available on the new theme. So you do need to switch to a new theme. You can check
Okay,
it
the
under
new theme. Oh, okay.
so if you go to your Bumper app, you just go to customization. You should be able to preview and see the new themes, and then you can buy a new one and switch. And it's like a one-time payment, and it's yours
Okay, so I
forever.
have to buy the same.
Yeah, but it's a one-time payment.
How much is it, please?
So it ranges from 150 to 200,000, depending on which one you buy.
Wow, is that not okay? Is that not too
100,000.
expensive? 100,000 for a team?
It's a one-time
All right,
payment. Yeah.
all right, all right. No
Yes,
problem.
you can. I'm pretty certain all of these features that you've, because it was things that we had, considered. So we added them to the new themes as well.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting for the updates on that currency, default currency switching to the country. So once that is done, I can start promoting the site, because I'm currently building my Shopify site for the US right now. So, but if yours is working effectively, I can be using that. All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome, sir. Petra.
Yeah, thank you, Chazam. Okay, so we still have some hands up, but affordable designs, please. Do you have a question? You can go on.
Yeah, thank you. There are two quick questions really. Is it possible to just opt for one currency? So for example, can I just choose to have just pounds as opposed to dollars as well? Oh, you check. Okay, thank you. And then the second one, you said the settlement takes 5 to 10 days, depending on, yeah. But how, I'm not sure if you'll be able to answer, but does that not impact us in terms of delivery? Because how are we sure there'll be no problems with the payments and then we've already delivered the item to the customer? Does that mean the merchant has to wait to be paid before they deliver the item, or how would that work?
So I think one way to cater for that is also like maybe considering these timelines you've given for settlements, you could also factor that into your delivery timelines. But majorly the reasons why we have these timelines is to cater for things like chargebacks or issues that may come up with the transactions and ensure that we are able to like handle those things appropriately. That's why. But I think considering that in your delivery timeline would also help cater for that, so that it's around when you're getting the money that you are running the settlement. That you're getting the settlement is when you're delivering the order. I don't know. Does this help?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it might not be a bigger problem in the picture, but having the feature really helps. But for someone like me who already has like a 2 week turnaround for delivery, I think it would impact greatly if a customer has to wait for about a month to get their item, considering the fact that I'm waiting for a settlement. But yeah, thanks. It does answer my question.
All right, that's noted.
Thank you. Thanks, affordable designs. Okay. Hi Zini. Do you still have a question? Hi Zini, your hand is up. Do you have a question?
I think she spoke earlier, so I doubt.
Yes, I just wanted to confirm so that we don't do the same thing again. Okay, so does anyone else have a question regarding multi-currency? Okay, so I will take that as a no. Chazam, please, you can go on to talk about number.
Okay. All right, so I'll do that right away. So just ensuring that we have increased uptimes on your Nigerian store. First of all, I've heard people complain, oh, maybe Paystack is not delivering, Paystack has issues here and there. Just to ensure that like you have alternatives and you have options for payment processing on your Nigerian orders. We have integrated another payment processor called Number, and this payment processor has actually afforded us payments at a 1.3% transaction fee. So that's basically the rate that we are doing for Number. So just a quick demo to show you how it works, just like I did for Multicurrency. Sharing my screen. Hold on. So yes, we have Number here, and you can basically see everything about Number. If you go to payment methods in the app, under the menu, you go to payment methods in the mobile app, go to more, you see payment methods there, and you can just see Number here, and it basically tells you about numbers. Number processes payments quickly, almost instantly, and the orders that are processed through Number, they are all marked as paid. With Number, your customers can check out using their card, transfer, Number QR code, USSD, and there's also a transaction charge of 1.3%, which is 0.2 cheaper than Paystack. So if charges has been a customer for your customers, especially if you're passing the charges to the customers, or if you're the one bearing the cost, we have factored this in and try to get like something more affordable for you, and to ensure that you have more uptime and more options for your customers to make payments. So yes, this went live on the 1st of May, and I'm sure some of us here may already be using it. But if you're not aware, this is just so that you're aware of this and can also use it. Just a quick demo of how it looks on checkout. So if I switch the store back to Naira, so that you can see it. Hold on. Okay, it's connected. As you can see here, number is connected, it's activated. Hold on. Okay, so for example, I add this to cart. These green earrings. And I proceed to check out. Yeah. So now that I'm on checkout, if I scroll down, I can see there's space tag, there's a number, there's bank transfer, if you have bank transfer. But basically, the merchants can see number as an option, your customers can see number as an option to make payments and proceed to basically receive payments through number. So this has just made payments cheaper for you on checkout and to also increase uptime. So if Paystack ever has downtime, you can switch to number. If you choose to only use number, that's also fine. Whichever one the choice. Our duty here is just to ensure that we have more options available for you, and then you have the liberty to choose. Yeah. So I can see some people have their hands up. Okay. Petra, we can take questions now, right?
Yes, we can. Okay, Zini, do you want to go? Okay, I'm going to assume that it's still from the first time. Hi, Adebayo. Hi, Adebayo Damilola.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my hand is up. Oh, okay. I just joined the call, so I don't really know I don't know the conversation that has been going on, but I've been using Bumpa for some while, and I know that
Tomorrow,
whenever
what did other
you
people say? Monday.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Sorry, someone's mic is on mute, but I've muted the customer.
Oh, okay. So I regarding the pounds and dollar currency with transaction and everything, I want to ask, is it still going to be the same way it is? Because whenever a customer check out on the website, the payment made through Paystack goes into the business account, which is the personal account that I made available on the website. Is it still going to be the same route that is still going to be going through, or like, because I was not here all through the whole conversation. I'm sorry, I'm bringing you home, I'm dragging you back. I just want to understand exactly the whole thing before, so that I don't misinform myself.
All right, no problem. I can quickly take that. So it really depends. We have two options for settlement. We have USD settlement and we have Naira settlement. If you want to continue in Naira settlements, then we'll be sending the money to your Naira account. If you want USD settlements, then you have to first of all be on the growth plan for that, and then you have to avail us the domiciliary account details that you'd want to use and receive this, and then we'll send the money there.
Okay, regarding the domiciliary account, must it be from a traditional bank, or can you use the one from all of these fintechs? Probably like Wise and the likes. I just want to know if you can use that domiciliary account.
So I can say yes, but I would maybe want to give you a confirmation for that. Mostly we are currently remitting to most domiciliary accounts right now, but could you give me your email so that I could confirm and get back to you?
Okay, my email is Mila Cartel, MILA Cartel
CARTEL
T is 171 at yahoo.com.
Okay. Okay, so let me be sure I got it. MILACARTEL171
Exactly.
All right, it's noted. I would get back to you on this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Petra, over to you.
Thanks, Chazam. Gloria, you're also asking for an update on what has just been discussed. Could you please just drop your email address in the chat box, and then Chazam can pick it up from there. Thank you. Okay, so does anyone else have any questions so that we can wrap up? Chazam, shall drop her email address, Gloria Concept.
Okay.
Okay, does anyone else have any questions? Any questions at all regarding number, regarding currency? This is the time to ask. Okay, hi, the Skin Hive. Please go on.
Good evening. Please, I wanted to find out how long it takes for you to get your account changed to the multi-currency feature. Because I already tried to, I filled the form already, but I have not gotten a response yet. So I want to know how long it takes.
Oh, apologies for that. Did anyone reach out to you?
No.
Okay, we would normally reach out to you that day or latest the next day, but maybe your request was missed. I apologize for that. Could you drop your email in the chat so that I could get a teammate to respond to you?
Okay. The email is just mail@theskinhive.com.
Okay, could you
mail@theskinhive.com.
mail
The
this?
Skin Hive, that's THEE
Okay,
at gmail.com.
Okay, I'll drop it in the chat so I'm sure that I got it correctly.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I see the chat space. Control it.
Can you
Mail. Yeah, correct.
Okay, noted.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, the Skin Hive. Okay, any other questions, guys, so that we can just wrap up before 5 p.m. I promised I would leave here by 5, and we're almost done. If anyone else has any questions, please ask. Please raise your hand so that we can quickly trash it out. Okay, so I'm guessing.
Hi, good evening.
All right then. Hi, Isosa. Please go on.
Hi, Petra. So I heard someone talking about a form. Sorry, how do we get the form? Because I don't think I have the multi-currency feature.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. I'll put the link in the chat box now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay. So I've dropped the form in the chat box, so you can just click to access it. Thank you. No worries. Thanks, guys. Thank you for attending today's class. Thank you, Chazam, for putting us through how multi-currency. So this is the end of today's class. Thank you so much for joining. As usual, we do these classes every Thursday at 4 p.m. So please join us. We're sharing updates on new features, the new things that we're working on, business tips to help you grow, and even, sometimes a discount to help you reduce the price for your subscription. So like Chazam initially said, you have to be on the pro plan or on the growth plan to access multi-currency. Now, I know that everybody wants to grow their business, they want to be global. So we're sharing a 20% discount to help you to subsidize your subscription so that you can get the multi-currency feature. So you can use the community code that I just shared in the chat box. It's community COMMUNITY to get a discount to subscribe. Hi Zini, do you have a question? Okay, I guess not. All right, guys, thank you so much. We've come to the end of today's class. I will see you next week. Thank you and bye.
Bye.